What's up, everyone? Father here with another exciting backyard baseball video. Sorry, I don't have a recording for, or I don't have a commentary recording for my game number 5, which was a close game, but ultimately was defeated by JY and his Reds. I think we had the exact same scores, but he was the home team, so got that advantage going for him. This time out, we are the home team playing against Emory and his Cubs. So we will see how we do in this matchup. Looking for Jane and Mark to get together in the same game, which hasn't really happened yet so far, but continuing to tinker with our lineups as well. Again, the settings are all good, so we can go ahead and get into the game. The basic thing that I've been playing around with is how to get both more people on base for Jane and Mark, and for I don't know, to kind of take a better advantage of our batting order. And that's also going to go with putting Nancy batting last. She's been really struggling for me. Just haven't quite mastered her one contact swing, which isn't that surprising, but really like this kind of combo of Cindy and Wing back to back. I think I'm going to put Jane first, Cindy and Wing after her, have this kind of whole speed core, and then like Mark, Jessica, Kathy, Uma, Barbara, something like this. And still kind of have this decent chance of putting a couple runners on base at the bottom of the lineup for Jane to try to bat in. And then if Jane does just get kind of stuck on base, she's also fast, so Wing and Cindy will be able to combine with her and kind of go around the bases like that until we get to Mark and Jessica. And Kathy's another good on-base threat to bat sixth. You know, I could go with Kathy. I should probably still go with Kathy higher up. I don't know what the best way to handle this is. You know, I want to get kind of this mix of on base and not. You know, Cindy's been doing well. I guess now she would be after Speedster still, so after Jessica, who I've also struggled with, but maybe this makes a little bit more sense. I don't know. I've been struggling with Kathy too, but man, she's so fast, and I can just hit it in the right spot. It should not be so hard to get on base, but pretty scary defense for the Cubs here. A lot of speed, and then just solid Dominic Hoskins at second, and then, oh yeah, Mikey behind the plate. Yeah, we're not really stealing. Good defense by this Cubs squad, so I'm going to have to try to get some runners on base and try to hit them in. I'm going to try this. We'll see. For those of you that are also in the league, let me know on Discord if you do watch this and if you have any thoughts on my batting lineup. I've been, struggling with it all season, but try to keep tinkering, try to find the thing that works best for me. Might regret breaking up my Wing-Cindy combo down at the bottom, but then I always had Kathy coming up after them, and that was kind of awkward, so I don't know. Just gonna try to set things up and try to limit the damage this AI offense does to me. Starting with the ever-dangerous Pete Wheeler, with his both speed and good hitting. Rips that one right at Mark, who makes a nice diving catch for the first out of the inning. Kind of hard to believe Mark can reach down that low and make the catch, but we're happy with that to start things off. Jordan Thorner is batting second here, the Dante Robinson clone. Makes good contact towards Barbara at shortstop, but it was softly hit enough that she was able to field it cleanly and make her typically strong throws over to first base and pick up the second out of the inning. We'll bring up Mikey Thomas with nobody on, thankfully. It's that ball hard out towards left field, and looks like it's going to be enough for a single. Took just long enough for the relay in from Cindy, but thankfully not more damaging than that. He made good contact, but it looked more like a line drive than power. And Veronica lays down a bunt. Pretty easy play for Nancy there, so nothing too crazy from the Cubs there in the top of the first. And we'll go to the bottom of the first here with Miss Kathy Wolf. I still don't know about ground ball versus line drive as she pops that one up, but that was actually a pretty dang good placement there. Definitely strong throw from Jody, but hit that ball into kind of a no man's land where Mikey wasn't fast enough to get to it. And then Jody was too far away. So runner on first for Jane here. Ooh, nice pitch. It's pretty low, but still looked like a good spot to hit, but just missed it with Jane. Jane hits that one hard, but foul. Frustrating. Would have been a home run if I could have kept it fair, but not to be in this case. He's contemplating switching to line drive. That's basically what happened there anyways. Dominic got really confused trying to field that one. And we're going to get a single with Jane there and bring Wing Quan up with 2 on and no outs in the inning. That pitch did just barely miss below the strike zone. Thought I could get away with pulling it. Wing fouls that one off as I was trying to send my runners to get a bit of a head start on the bases, but Kathy cannot make it to second base, or to third base, unfortunately. Tried to sprint with her and slide in, but Mikey's got too good of an arm, and Wing did not get quite enough contact on there. Nice pitch from Jody. Man, Mark might have been able to crush that one. I don't know. 2 on, 1 out, and 1 strike from McGuire. That one went way further outside than I was thinking. Nasty hook from Jody. I think that's high even for Mark. Yeah. 1 and 2. Still power swing for Mark. And I think he got all that one, and I think it's staying fair. And it is! Home run, Mark McGuire! Let's put 3 up on the board here in the first inning. Good start for us Milwaukee Orioles with our Green Bay Packers themed color scheme. 350 feet from Mark, so no moonshot or anything, but he hit it well and to straightaway left field. It's not a whole lot of distance to cover anyways here at Playground, so pretty easy home run and just what we were looking for to start this game off. I think I'm going to try out a grounder swing with Jessica here. She might still pop the ball up in the air depending on where it is, or hit it right to Jody. Looks like pretty easy out. Yeah. Man, just not quite getting what I want from Jessica so far this season, but still believe in her talent. Cindy's going to try to pull a line drive swing towards first base, except she whiffs at a ball below the strike zone instead for the first pitch. Yeah, that was a nice pitch from Jody. Was strike, so Kind of had to swing. We'll switch to grounder with 2 strikes and just try to make contact. Jody misses outside for ball 1. That one missed low too. Pitching around Cindy for some unknown reason. Cindy does a good job just to foul that one off and stay alive. Works it to a full count. Pitch well above the strike zone. Jody's not going to miss on that one, but Cindy missed as the ball was further outside than I was thinking it was. And we go down on strikes to end our first inning, but 3 runs on the board is pretty respectable for me, at least. We'll have some pretty solid hitters coming up for us in the bottom half of this inning, as Pamela leads off with a bunt for the Cubs. Nancy doesn't have too much of a tough time fielding it for out number 1. Sheila also lays down a first pitch bunt, and Nancy also retires her. 2 outs in the inning and nobody on, but we do have the always dangerous Sally Dobbs at the plate. As we know from her advanced ratings, and just like with Nancy, she has a 1 contact rating. She has a very high power rating to make up for it. On this occasion, she just grounds it towards Wing Quan, who stumbles a little bit, but ultimately makes the play without too much trouble. That'll bring up Uma Morris here to lead off our bottom of the second, and we'll have Barbara and Nancy up after her. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was a strike, but not quite what we were looking for on the inside part of the plate, so we'll take it. Well, it looked like it was at least coming a little bit more over the middle of the plate, but Uma fouls it off. And that one towards the outside part of the plate might have even been outside of the strike zone, but Uma goes to a closed stance and crushes it over the fence in left center field for a solo shot, 427 feet. So honestly didn't look as impressive as Mark's earlier home run, but had more of a, I don't know, higher exit velocity, I would say, from real baseball terms. Just looked more like a hard line drive than anything else, and that kind of helped it carry a bit further than Mark hitting it higher in the air. Ooh, got way out in front of that one with Barbara. You know, obviously would have rather had runners on for Uma's homer there, but we're happy to pick that up. Barbara hits that ball hard, but in the air and right at Pete Wheeler in left field. Is in a good spot for it. So he will catch it and retire Barbara there. We'll bring up Nancy Chin with nobody on and 1 out in the inning. I should probably power swing with her until we get to 2 strikes. Yeah. Well, just fouls that one. That was kind of low in the strike zone. Fouls it back. So now on to 2 strikes and on to a line drive swing. Hits that one well out towards Sheila in right field, but she makes the catch as well. Very frustrating. Good contact from a couple of these Orioles, but a lot of speed and showing off some gloves for the Cubs in the outfield. Bring up Kathy Wolf with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch low for a ball, second pitch pretty low, but does catch the bottom part of the strike zone for strike number 1. Nice pitch right down the middle by Jody that Kathy just fouls back. So 1-2 the count. That one does miss low and inside for ball 2. I was tempted to swing with 2 strikes, but thankfully held off. That one's going to be inside as well, so a full count for Kathy. But still have to swing at anything pretty close, like this. Does a good job to make contact and stay alive. Trying to wear out Jody a little bit if we can. And that one looked pretty well like a strike, and it was. And Kathy beats it out for a single. Dominic was jumping right on it. I think he would have been able to make the play there, but yeah, that one was outside. Was tempted to reach for it with Jane, but held off. That hook is also going to go outside for ball 2. So 2-0 here. Feels off pitch that may have been low, honestly, but goes to 2-1. That one does stay low, so we are at 3-1 here. Jane still pretty much has the green light on a nice pitch, but you know, that's what I thought was a nice pitch. Doesn't look like anyone's going to get there, though. Just fouls it off short of first base. Sally was, I think, trying to get a good angle on it, but was running into an invisible wall along the first base line. Jane hits it about the same spot, and Sally does about the same thing. So not quite getting that power swing on these balls. As Jane makes contact in such a way that everyone's going to reach safely, but just a kind of lucky single for Jane more than anything. Now we got to try to get away with a Wing Quan hit here. Hit it somewhere that this defense can't get somebody out. Dang it. Just trying to go for a hit and run, but Wing did not make contact, and we had to turn the runners around. That would have been a much better hit and run opportunity. And they're going to let us get everybody on safely anyways. Good job by Wing just to put the ball in play, and the Cubs' right side of this infield defense was struggling to communicate there. So we have a situation we want. Mark McGuire up and bases loaded. I'll pause real quick and drink some water and collect myself. So Mark already with 1 home run in this one. It's that ball hard. It's not out, but is it going to get caught? No, it's not. I was not really prepared. But we do end up with a 2 RBI single with Mark there. So not perfect, but could be a lot worse too. Cubs are going to make a pitching change, bringing in Dominic. Jessica hits that one behind home plate, thankfully. Strike 1 for her. Makes contact with that towards Jody at second. Jody cannot make the catch. And Sally does not try to throw Mark out at second. So we are going to end up with bases loaded here, but we have Cindy Chang up. Alright, so this might be a problem with our lineup construction. Theoretically, Jessica was supposed to hit the ball hard enough that Mark was not still on base. But alas, that did not work. So Cindy is now down at 0-2, so is in serious danger of striking out once again. Well, she does make contact, but Dominic fields it well and makes a throw. The easiest throw over to third to retire Mark. Definitely a problem with that part of the lineup if Jessica cannot move Mark up a little bit more than that. But we do put 3 more runs on the board in that inning, and Cindy got kind of screwed in that setup. That's why I had been doing Cindy Wing back to back, and maybe should have just stuck with that. On to the top of the 3rd, though, and yes, we have the 6-run lead, which is not too shabby. Jody hit a line drive off of Nancy, but went right to Barbara at shortstop. She made a nice catch for us. Dominic Hoskins up for his first at-bat of the game, and I think he's their number 9 batter. I think I haven't actually switched off of slow balls so far for this one, which, now that I've said that, I'm bound to give up a home run off of one. But Dominic wasn't too much of a threat, and he goes down on 3 straight pitches for Nancy's first strikeout of the game. We do pick up the ever-valuable 100% juice, and as Pete attempts to lay down a bunt that Jessica is able to catch. So once again, no harm done from the Cubs side, and we are once again leading off an inning with Uma Morris, who hit a solo home run her first time up. It's going to take this first pitch from Dominic for a strike. Big old hook from Dominic. Yeah. It was going to be tough to hit. Couldn't tell exactly where it was going. And ended up just deciding to take it. Took pitch number 2 that was well inside and a little low. For ball 1. Ooh, that one does catch the bottom part of the strike zone for strike 2. 1 and 2 for Uma here. And she had to swing at that crazy ball. Ended up being a bit more outside than I thought, and she whiffs for her first strikeout of the game. I think our second as a team. Then I'll bring up Barbara Jones with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch ball to her. Hit it hard, but right at Pete her first time up. Hits this one hard, and it's going to get through that right side of the infield, and she's able to mosey on to first before Veronica, I believe is their center fielder, can make the play. Don't think there's any reason to try a steal on Mikey here, as Nancy steps in with Barbara on first, 1 out in the inning, and takes the first pitch for a ball. Dominic throws a fastball pretty much right down the middle, but Nancy just fouls it back for strike 1. Wasn't quite ready for it. Nancy hits that one at an interesting spot. Oh, I was not expecting Sally to try a throw to second. They do manage to cut off Barbara, though. So we have Nancy at first base and Kathy at the plate. I think gonna stick with a line drive here with Kathy with the runner on. Not a particularly fast runner at that. Kathy fouls off. Pretty nice pitch. Close to the inner part of the plate. And goes to a 1-1 count. Dominic misses high after that, though, so we are at 2-1. If we get to a full count, we will go ahead and send. Dang it. Crazy Ball does catch the inside part of the plate to go to 2-2. That one is going to hook way outside, though, so we are going to get to a full count. And basically no reason not to send Cindy in this situation. Nice job by Kathy to foul off a zigzag. Dominic probably wearing himself out with all these pitches, but it looks like he'll find the strike zone there. Kathy hits the ball on the ground, but pretty hard, and Jordan and Pamela, I believe, were kind of fighting over it. That gave Nancy enough time to make it to second. No problem for for Nancy, or sorry, for Kathy to make it to first. She's up to 3-3 for the day. I'll pause it just for a sec to drink some water and calm down a little bit. Very action-packed offense side of things so far, offensive side of things. Nasty pitch from Dominic there, catching the low and outside corner for strike one. That one is way above the strike zone though for ball one. No big swings so far today. This is why we have her batting second. The walk is not perfect here with Wing up next, but maybe we can still make something happen. And that looks like what our situation is going to be. So, going to need to get a little lucky with where Wing places this one, but it's worked in the past. He's got a chance to drive in Nancy. As Dominic does catch the upper part of the strike zone with a hook for strike one. And this is way below the strike zone for ball one. I might have got away from Mikey if that was a possible thing in backyard baseball. A walk here would be just perfect, honestly, but not sure that Dominic will give it to us. Yeah, pretty much had to swing at that one with Wing. It's going to go right to Jordan, who does make the catch. Man. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken that. It looked like such a good pitch to hit. Wing did make good contact, but right at Jordan, who did not let down his defense. Because a hit there could have broken this open with Mark up next. You'll never know if... Not 100%. I think that pitch was a strike at least, so I felt somewhat justified swinging at it, but yeah, don't know what could have happened. Could be living in an entirely different universe. I had just chosen not to swing at that pitch. Jordan goes down on a soft hit at Nancy Fields. As Mikey steps to the plate with one out, nobody on, and whiffs at the first pitch for a strike and crushes the second pitch for a solo home run. Yeah, fair enough. I was going to get in trouble with those slow balls eventually, slash the AI hates me for no particular reason. Nice one from Mikey. Yeah, I probably should have listened to his whole theme song there, but just a little bummed from my half of the inning. Felt like I should have managed some runs there, honestly. Up to 13 hits, plus at least one walk, but only 6 runs. Veronica, once again, tries to bunt for an unknown reason. And Pamela does not try to bunt, or is that Veronica? I forget. They look the same. Anyways. Does not try to bunt, but basically does the same thing. Jessica fielded it, and we get 2 quick outs to finish the inning off after Mikey's home run. Oh, wish I had that one back. Mark crushes it, but well foul. That was another perfect pitch to hit for a home run, but also just gets fouled back. That one was a less perfect pitch, but I think is going to clear it anyways. It does. Again, what could have been with 3 runners on base for Mark if this had happened last inning, but better a solo shot than Mark getting stuck on base once again, so we'll take that to put us up 7-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. And Jessica Wassersauce, Jessica What's Her Face, or What's Her Name, as she is also occasionally known, We do knock Dominic off the mound with that home run, and Sally takes over on the mound. If that ball had stayed fair, I think Jessica would have had a pretty easy time reaching first, but as it was, bounced foul over by third base, and she remains in the batter's box and fouls off. Second strike from Sally to go to 0-2. Another foul ball from Jessica. Hanging in there on grounder swing, just to, I think, raise our chances of making contact. Don't quite know how that works, but seems to be the case in my experience. So some of these kind of higher power hitters have some weird results from grounder swing. That one is going to bounce through the infield. Jody didn't read it very well, and Playground does have a bit of a weird hop. So fairly easy single for Jessica there. We're pretty happy with that. We have Cindy up next to try to follow up with that with another hit, hopefully. And she is 0 for 2 so far today. Kind of relies on getting lucky with placement or taking some pitches, but so he's thrown 2 strikes so far, so just gotta try to swing at a strike and make contact, and she does that. Jessica, so close at second base. I was sprinting and I slid, but could not quite get her there. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable trying a steal, so oh well. Cindy at least gets credit for a hit. Uma gets a pretty pitch down the middle, but fouls it back, unfortunately. To go to 0-1. 1 out in the inning, and of course Cindy on first base. Counting on a big swing from Uma here, hopefully. Got a little too aggressive, swung too early, I think. Foul that one back. To go to 1-2. Sally misses inside to go to 2-2. Ooh, I got lucky with that take. It's bold, but did end up working out. And Uma, I think, got all that one. Go ball, go. Go ball, go. It's out! Uma with her second home run of the game. Not quite like her first one, more like Mark's first one. Not going to have a ton of distance there, but it cleared the fence in left center field and drives in Cindy. Uma really turned things on for us today with her second home run. These might be her first home runs of the season. Quick timeout because I don't remember my own player stats. Yeah, those are her first 2 home runs of the season. Amazing. Wow, that is a great way to make an impact in the game for her, and she's first time was just a solo shot, but this time up, at least Cindy and Jessica were able to combine to have one of the 2 of them stay on base, and that 2-run home run gives us a 9-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. So a total of 5 outs for us to work with on offense, so there's time still for a few more runs maybe. Barbara hits that ball hard, but gets all right off the bat that it was going foul. So 1-1 count for her. I am still sticking with line drive. I can maybe get away with a grounder if I hit it to a certain spot of the field. Instead, Barbara crushes a line drive. That's going to get out of the ballpark as well. Solo home run for her. Pretty sure that's her first home run of the season. And she's had some good contact all around this game. And of course got hit one right at Pete for an out, but reached safely her other 2 times and a nice 395-foot home run on that swing. Gives us a 10-1 lead now. Still only one out in the inning, and Nancy Chin now at the plate. I'll take that pitch, I believe low, and it was. I know swinging after the pitch does not speed up the pitcher's animation, but I kind of feel like it's faster on 0-1 anyways. I don't think there's as much time in between pitches from what I've been able to tell, but could just be a placebo effect, and I haven't played 0-3 since I started with 0-1, so what do I know? Ooh, that was a good pitch to hit, but just fouled off by Nancy. I was on line drive swing this whole time. And she's tired, so I don't really want her to have to try to hustle out a hit or anything, but she might even end up drawing a walk here with a full count. That is something I think that happens more with these low contact batters. This time she hits the ball hard out towards right, and she is going to get in for at least a single. We'll see where Sheila attempts to throw this. I could have gotten her second. Dominic's so tired. And the throw from Sheila was pretty good, but offline. So I don't know what the best thing to do with Kathy here is. If she can hit it like right at Dominic, we can probably get away with keeping them both on base, but I do at least want Kathy to reach, even if it means kind of sacrificing Nancy. You see though, as Kathy is on a 1-on-1 count, and I do have her on a grounder swing. Not going to be afraid to sprint with her towards first to make sure she makes it, which she did without much trouble and didn't really have a chance to get Nancy there, so did kind of just end up as a fielder's choice there. That brings Jane up, 2 outs, runner on first. And Jane, that ball's not out. It's going to get caught. Also no. Bounces off the top of the fence. Jane's coming in for Jane came in for a double, and Kathy comes all the way around to score. So not like the perfect situation, but not bad either. As we have Jane on second, so we have a free base open for Wing. Wing hits it basically right where we want him to for this to work out, with the slow Dominic on first in particular. That means 2 runners are on with 2 outs in the inning, and Mark McGuire at the plate. That was a strike all the way, but man, it was low in the strike zone. Wanted something a little bit higher up for Mark to swing at there. Knew that one was inside. Probably wearing Sally out at least a little bit here. That's going to be a strike too. Oh no, and misses low. Cool. That worked out. So 2-1 for Mark. It's just going power all the way, of course. You also, of course, have the green light to swing if this next pitch is anywhere close to the strike zone. I think he's going to end up taking a ball. No, that one does catch the bottom. Nasty pitch from Sally on that hook. No real. Yeah, I could tell I messed up the swing on that one. Looks like we're going to get everybody to base safely. They do try to gun it across the field. Maybe could have got Jane in from that situation before Dominic tried to lock back to Sally for the throw. I don't know. That was tough. We are going to need, well, either some luck or just some good place. Well, that is kind of luck too. We need something a little special from Jessica here. She does hit the ball hard. Is it going to get down in center field? Yes! Mark gets thrown out at second. Dang it, Mark. You suck. No. Good hitter, but I needed him to do better than that on his at-bat. And we do not get any more runs from that situation, but we are at a 11-1 lead here in the top of the 5th. I feel like I've been a little more haphazard in my calling of the game than I usually am, so I apologize for that, but hopefully I'm still mostly keeping you informed as Sheila goes down 0-2, but then makes contact right at Wing Quan at second. Really should probably throw more not slow balls to some of these power hitters. Mark flubs that one and is able to make a weak throw to Nancy covering. Hard hit ground ball from Sally, so it's not too surprising that Mark had trouble dealing with it. But that is the second out of the inning, and just brings up Jody here with nobody on. Quickly goes down to an 0-2 count. I don't really want strikeouts, so I'm going to try to allow the slow ball over the middle of the plate. She does, in fact, make contact, and we're able to get the out. Just barely on Nancy and Kathy running into each other. Nancy eventually fields it, makes the throw to Mark, who has to come off the bag, but beats the tired Jody back to the bag. All right. Cindy pops that one up where nobody can easily field it, and she gets a single! It's in the air beyond Dominic, who was playing in so far. I don't know why they play in that far on Cindy, but Uma hits one not well, but well placed, where if it had stayed fair, it would have been a hit, but it does go foul just to the right of first base. And then takes pitch number 2 high for ball 1. Goes to 1-1. That one was high, dang it. Hard to tell with Uma and with many of these low vision batters on this team. That one was not hard to tell. 2-2 now the count. That one was not particularly hard to tell either, as Sally missed well below the strike zone. I think with a full count, I'm going to send Cindy. Didn't matter. Uma with her 3rd home run of the game. Simply amazing. 0 home runs coming into this game number 6 of the season, but she has 3 today. I don't know if you can tell how excited I am by that, because I feel like my excited and my just normal annoyed voice are about the same, but very excited by these home runs from Uma. It's been fun. I think we're up to 6 home runs on the day now. 3 from her, 2 from Mark, and the 1 line drive solo shot from Barbara. And I also had that more juice I could have used with Nancy, who's going to be up soon, but oh well. Barbara hits that ball hard out towards center field. It is caught, though. Thought I had going from closed stance and hitting it towards center field. I thought I had enough of a shift that could happen by the Cubs to get away with a hit there, but alas. Mikey Thomas has come in to pitch for the Cubs. So we have Sally, who normally has a strong arm, but it's probably pretty dang tired behind home plate. I'm not sure there'll be enough or any chances for me to really take advantage of that. But we shall see. As Mikey picks his nose in between each pitch and has a weird pitching motion. Nancy pops that one up. Is Mikey going to catch it? Looks like. Yep. Out number 2. Nancy just kind of popping it up. I'm try to hit this one on the ground with Kathy, who was 4 for 4 today. I think at least one of those was more like a fielder's choice than a true hit, but oh well. Looks like a true hit this time, and it was. So 5 for 5 for Kathy. Giving Jane one more chance here with a runner on. I'm going to try to send Kathy. Yeah, Sally's not even going to try a throw to second. So our first steal of the game here. Might even be able to steal third, but not a huge point to it, I don't think. Nice pitch from Mikey. A little too high up for what I really wanted to swing at, but goes to 1-1 on Jane. That was exactly what I wanted for Jane, but just fouled back behind the plate. 1-2 on her, 2 outs in the inning. Jane hits that ball hard, but Pete does not make the catch in left field. I've been really running on the swing. Maybe could have got Kathy all the way home, but we do keep the inning alive. Jane continues to not really impress in this one, but such is life. We are going to be able to send Jane to second on a steal, so open up first base for Wing, theoretically. If he can just place the ball well. Does get a good pitch to hit, but fouls it off to go to 0-2. So grounder swing, and need to just try to make contact. Once again does make contact, but once again fouls it back to go to stay at 0-2, sorry. Does make contact there. Mikey fields it cleanly, but it takes Dominic so long to get to first. Mikey threw it to first anyways. Wing had already made it. Mikey, why did you throw the ball? We'll take that run just in case, but we mostly just wanted bases loaded for Mark. So we have runners on second and third, and 2 outs for Mark, as Mikey does catch the top inside part of the strike zone for strike 1. 14-1 lead here for us Orioles. And Mark goes down to an 0-2 count. Fouling off the pitch. That was clearly a strike. Mikey does make that one pretty easy on a hook that stays inside the whole way. So 1-2 now the count. That one may have gone inside for a ball, but I was scared, so I swung, and Mark fouls it off to stay in live. Mark makes contact. Not good contact, but it's going to stay... it does stay fair, but Pamela catches it. I didn't think there was any chance a Cub was going to get to that ball, but Mark hit it too high in the air. Dang it. Well, Mark had a chance to once again kind of break the game open, but not that time. As he is retired for the first time in this game. Still had a good game. Still a good game for this offense overall. As the ball's hit hard by Dominic, but he is so tired and slow that we're able to field it off the fence with Jane in center, throw it to Uma in right, who was actually paying attention for once. I tend to have trouble when I try to do that kind of outfield relay thing. But Uma was paying attention and easily made the throw to first. And this time, we try something similar as Pete runs all the way to second before we can do that. A little bit harder to get Pete out at first base on a hit to center field. But basically the same hit from both him and Dominic there. It's going to be a weird play. Actually, Wing handles it like perfectly over at second base. So Pete advances to third with no real chance to get him out, but we do get the second out in the inning on Jordan, trying to go to first. And we just need to be very, very careful with Mikey here as I go ahead and use up some juice. who's up after Mikey? Veronica. She's a solid hitter too. Man, she's not as good of a hitter, and she's been bunting most of the time. We're just gonna pitch like really carefully to Mikey. I don't really care if I walk him. You know, I'm obviously not setting up a double play or anything. I can't use power-ups anyway, so I've only gotten like one power-up this season. I'm kind of purposely not doing things that could get me power-ups. All that kind of planning was for naught anyways, as Mikey goes down on strikes. Only Nancy's second strikeout of the game. But hey, we pick up a 14-1 victory on our side. And we'll very quickly get to see how the Cubs did. They've already submitted their score, but yeah, I'm happy with this. They still could have done better than that. They definitely have at certain points this season, but you never know. It's a pretty good result for us, and we're happy with that either way. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you made it all the way through this video, big props to Mark for the most part, but Uma especially with those three big home runs from her. Felt good swinging with her in this game. So excited to see that. Excited to see everybody getting in on the action. Everybody had at least 2 hits. Back our baseball hits. So some of those were not really legitimate hits, but not bad. Still a little rough on converting, getting on base into runs, but did better with that than we have at certain points this season. But anyways, this is Matt Father, and thanks for tuning in for our game against the Cubs.